so it kind of cut out, I think. Maybe didn't finish everything I was saying. Eventually, I'm going to learn how to post some pictures because I take pictures during my day and I just see little messages and little the Lord just working in different ways. So on this little road trip I've been on, I've been sharing with you different interactions I've had with people. And I'd love to put a picture of Mr. Jack up because Mr. Jack manages the ranch there in Comata, New Mexico. And he's a, he is the last of a dying breed. And I done made up my mind. I'm going to get back up there and interview him. He's got some stories. His old hands mangled up worse than mine. Uh, and from getting in a wreck. He's afraid of being put to sleep. He had them deaden it. And he was awake while they did. He said, I could hear him grinding and cutting and clipping them. Ooh. We was pinning calves yesterday. Everything was in traps, but yesterday morning, he brought his horse. So I just drove out there. I didn't have a horse. And he was having a little trouble, so me and Tristan, his son, thought we'd walk out there and help him. And you know what? Just sometimes, usually, stuff just don't go right with me. And them kids went to peel and bust, and I took off to, try to head them a foot like an idiot. I rolled my ankle, and that sunbuck is this big, hurts, and I drove all day, all the rest of the day yesterday, so sitting in this pickup, not going nowhere, just not moving it. It's stiff as all get out. And I got to walk my daughter, that Ricky Lee, down the aisle Thursday, so we got to get this sucker back right. I'm not to call some kind of athletic bull rider, PBR, and give me an injection or something. I mean, them guys are tough, but they use stuff to help them. I need an injection. And that ankle that's just big around and turning black. But anyway, I didn't get on here to whine. I got on here to tell you about my day and about interaction with people that just tickled me, that just blessed me. And what happened was, and when I fell, I rolled and hit the ground and wallered. And yearlings running right over. They didn't hit me, but they just like I'm some kind of a foreign object flopping like a dead fish out of water, a live fish out of water. And Jack rides up there and looks down at me, and he goes, "Oh, preacher, we can't have you getting hurt. You want to just go back to the house?" I told him how old I was and grown I was, and how I did not need no man to tell me when I needed to get out of that young way. And then I sorted and loaded them trucks, hobbling. But it was pretty funny. Jack just rode off. He just rode up, looked down at me. "We can't have you getting hurt. Now, do you need to go to the house?" And then he just rode off. And he's deaf, so he never heard me get irritated with him. His son did. His son was just died in that. But anyway, I leave there and I go from Comata to Artesian. That's where my roots are. That's where both sides of my family ended up. And one day, I mean, it's a great story how my papa got there and how my mama got there and that's my mother's side, and then how the Taylors got there and Hayhurst got there. That's my dad's side. I mean, it's pretty cool. And one day I need to sit down and just write how we came about, how I came about through their journey back. I mean, my papa showed up on a creek, on a river called Cottonwood, in a tent, and that's where my great granddaddy died. His daddy died right there. They were headed for Arizona for a dry climate out of Arkansas, I believe, Arkansas or Tennessee, and that's where they died. And he was 12 years old, and that's where they started living in a tent right there on that water. But they're buried there at Artesian, and my great grandmother on my dad's side is buried there in Artesian. So I thought, well, I ought to put. I need to go by and see the graves because I've been like I come through there about once a year, and there ain't no new flowers. And so I thought, man, my mom needs new flowers. So I go to looking, and there ain't nowhere to get no flowers. There ain't no kind of little shop, no Dollar General, ain't nothing nowhere. I drive all the way across town to the Walmart. hobble into Walmart. Y'all know I don't want to be there. As I'm in the Walmart, I asked that lady, and there's several of them wearing them blue vests. I said, "Where are your fake flowers?" And I get me a cart, not because I need a cart, because I need something to lean on. She said, points to the far back corner called Home Decor. So I go to Home Decor. Mind you, I've never bought a fake flower in my life. I mean, I may have paid for some, but I ain't never bought none. And so I start buying this bouquet. And I thought, well, I get some from Mama and some from M&M. So I buy some fake flowers. I buy a 12-pack of Diet Mountain Dew. I waddle my way back up there. Well, there ain't a checking out nowhere. It's all machine. All you do it yourself. Y'all know I can't stand that. But I'm tired. I'm hurting. I just want to do something nice. Now I've wasted over an hour. Not wasted. And I'm at that checkout line. And I looked at it and I thought, well, I need a bag of ice for my Mountain Dews. And, so I asked that one of the 4 blue vests standing, look, 4 of them standing around watching us do what they should be doing. Y'all hear me? I said, ma'am, how do you get ice if y'all ain't? I mean, it ain't got no bark. I don't even know where it's at. She's, oh, it's right. Well, she walks over there, picks up her little gun and sap. The barcode's right there on the post. I laugh. I go to ringing up my flowers, and I'm not looking up. I'm looking down, getting my flower. Deep, deep. When I look up, it was $62. I said, for flowers, like to have a miniature stroke. Whew. Oh well, it's all good. I pull out my debit card. Well, guess what? It won't work. Yeah, debit card declined. That's odd. But I don't ever really have a good, accurate. I just have an estimated account balance. I keep another card in my pocket just in case. So I pull it out. It's declined. It ain't clicked yet. I know what y'all are thinking. It ain't clicked yet. But I am. And I go over at that woman. 4 of them standing there in their blue vests looking at me. It is obvious I have issues. You can't be more desperate looking than I am. I am a 53-year-old confused cripple buying flowers. This guy, bless his heart, is desperate. Nobody moves. So I pull out the last $100 bill I got, feed it to that machine. It spits out $39 and some change. So, no, yeah, $37. It was $62 or $3 anyway. I leave and it still ain't hit me. When I don't know where the ice is at. I just bought. So I asked 2 more blue vests standing on the other side of all them checkout things. Where's the ice at? I said, I just bought ice. Where do I get it? On either side of the door. Okay, thank you. So I'm just shuffling out with my machine on my buggy thing and go to the door, go out and look on both sides of the door, and guess what? There ain't an ice machine nowhere. And I have had it. Now, I ain't actually counted, but I guarantee you I seen 12 blue Walmart employee vest wearing people. And they ain't assisted in nothing except watch a man what don't know what he's doing, who's hurting, crippling, who's got no business doing what he's doing. And I am about to come apart. And when I turn around, there stands this little old younger, one of them Walmart girls. She's younger, with a bag of ice. I looked at her. She looked at me. She said, I watched you walk right past the ice machine. It's on the inside on both, but either door on the inside. And I just couldn't bear to watch you walk back in here hunting them. I said, well, sister, I was about to lose everything I've got held together over a dadgum $2.72 bag of ice. She said, I'm so sorry. Here's your bag of ice. Do you need me to help you? I said, oh, I need some help. Yes, I need help, but don't worry about it. It's okay. Thank you. Now, listen. We got to decide on this earth what we going to focus on. I could have focused on the 9 others that did nothing. That I spent $62 at Walmart and had nobody appreciate my money, assist me in finding what I needed. Nothing, no service whatsoever. Or I can focus on that one young lady that felt bad for my limping, crippled up butt and saved me some footsteps. And I just got plumb tickled. Went to my mama's grave and I couldn't find M&M's, so mama got $60 worth of flowers yesterday, by the way. Very beautiful. I could go into business doing that. I mean, I'm not bragging on myself, but maybe I am. It looked great. Well, I drive on down to Pecos because I got an uncle and got family in Pecos, and I thought, well, it's a couple hours out of my way, but I'm close, so let's just go say hi. I get down there, and it ain't hit me yet, but sitting there visiting with them for a minute, something hits me. And I know all y'all don't know my family in Pecos and the Taylors are out west, but we're all good. They're good people, hard-working. They're successful, work hard. But some might even say wealthy. It's okay. I feel like I'm wealthy. And I tell them my story about Walmart and about my debit cards getting rejected and about spending my last $100. Now, this uncle farms a lot of land, runs a lot of cattle. He just got through telling me about his new cotton picking machine that he can't wait to start firing up because they're going to start, they're not far from picking cotton. And he bought it last year, and it cost $1 million. You heard me right. A cotton picker. Now, that changes how you say you old dirty cotton picker. Think about that. When America was first began, slaves picked cotton, which, by the way, my family picked cotton by hand. We were sharecroppers, which is different than a slave, but the same job, same requirements, same physical labor. They just didn't nobody own you, but they owned you because you owed them everything. Anyway, there should be a deep dive into that. But my family was sharecroppers. Been picking cotton since you drug a sack down the road hand picking cotton. Now this uncle, which is probably 3 generations ago, my granddad Charlie and mom actually told me they could remember doing it as kids. Randy, my uncle, has $1 million cotton picker. Well, I sit there and tell them my condition. They laugh. We have a good time. I said, I'm going on to Midland, which is another hour-and-a-half drive. I'm going to spend the night with the grandbabies. He laughs at me because I'm hobbling around. And he said, ain't you always had something broke? Or I said, pretty much, yes, sir. He just shook his head. He said, you got to be getting close to the age where that has to stop. I'm like, yes, sir, I agree 110%. However, I remember when we buried my mim, my granddad Taylor, Charlie, his daddy, flipped a truck and was in the hospital, couldn't make it to the funeral because they air flighted him. So it might not stop. I mean, I'm just saying. I get to the truck stop in Pecos because I got a quarter tank of fuel. When I pull up to the fuel island, guess what hits me? Yeah. I ain't got no debit card. My crap don't work. I got very little cash. I'll make Midland. I'll figure it out tomorrow. Well, I'm driving and it gets to sitting in on me. My uncle just heard me tell my story of how my debit cards are locked up and can't be used, how I'm down to just a little bit of cash, and he knows I got to get home. He didn't offer $20. He didn't say go by the farm, fuel up out of the fuel tank. You think I have a problem running around with farm diesel in my farm truck? No, I ain't got no problem. He didn't even offer me a cup of water, glass of. We didn't offer. We had a great visit. And I left there with exactly the same issues I had when I got there. I guarantee you, had I said, hey, Randy, loan me $100 to get home on my debit card, he'd have given me $5 or he'd have given me whatever. I never thought about it. He didn't think about it. But when you sitting at the fuel aisle and both your debit cards being rejected and you got a quarter of a tank of fuel and 600 miles to go, you start thinking, that's puzzling. What's this got to do with the Bible? A lot. Because most of y'all's spiritual life, how often have you found it where for some reason, something denied? I did get a text. I get a text. I don't pay attention to text when I'm driving. I try not to. But I realized I got a couple of texts. Well, guess what them texts were? Your account has been flagged for possible fraud. What am I supposed to do with that? Well, you're supposed to stop and answer that thing, or you ain't going to get to use your checking account. That's what you're supposed to do. Some of y'all's account with the Lord might be flagged for fraud because you got some inappropriate activities. You need to check your account. You stop and you realize, hey, look at here, I'm in a pickle. I got 600 miles to go, no way to pull, no debit card, very little cash. I better ask for help. My uncle is not the one in a pickle this morning. He is not worried about a thing. I've been up, hobbling around. I had to come buy a cup of coffee because my daughter's got this fancy coffee making thing that a blind fat man can't figure out how to work. And then I'll just finish with this. Is it Friday? Hallelujah, it is Friday. This ought to go viral. Friday morning, now, my grandbabies, stayed up late, and we loved them, played on each other. So I come to something, Shipley's Donut, right here in Midland, Texas. That lady says, how can I help you? I said, I need 3 cups of coffee. And while I'm here, because they'd said they wanted to go to Cracker Barrel, but I am not embarrassing myself hobbling in and out of Cracker Barrel. Because I got 600 miles to drive. That foot, you don't even need it sitting in this seat. I said, give me 6 of them regular little pigs, 6 regular pigs. Bowen likes pink donuts, some pink donuts, some regular donuts, and some donut holes. 3 cups of coffee, 6 pigs, 4 donuts, and a sack of donut holes. Guess what I had to do to make that payment work? I had to dig into the reserves in the console. $31 and some change. I love life. So here I am. It ain't quite 8 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time it is. No debit cards. Less than 1/8 of a tank of fuel. But I got donuts and my granddaughter's finna be happy. I got 3 cups of coffee. We'll work it out. I guarantee you. I'll be home by dark. Don't worry. Don't worry. Christy, I'm coming home. Don't worry. If your spiritual life is anything like what my day looked like yesterday, look around. There'll be somebody bringing you your bag of ice because they can tell you're struggling. And be thankful for them. Be thankful. I could have griped and complained at that poor one person that wanted to help me and been a total jerkwad, butthole. But I was thankful that she brought me that eye. And I laughed and she laughed. She said, well, I just couldn't bear to watch you hobble back across here to get him out. Do you need me to help you on to the truck? You can be that person or you can be this person who was thankful that at least somebody seen I needed some help. And it is Friday, so be nice to somebody. Go to church Sunday. Your day can't be starting off any worse than mine, and I'm finna have a good day. You hear me?